Adam here with the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is show you around and take you for a test drive in what is now the 2024 Subaru Legacy. So we'll look at the interior, the exterior, and then take you for a drive and see if this might be a perfect Subaru for you. So before we go for a little spin around, I wanted to explain a few things about the Subaru Legacy. Now, this is Subaru's longest selling model in the US, and it's been a top safety pick now for 18 years running from the IIHS. That makes it one of the safest vehicles on the road, and not only that, but it also gets impressive gas mileage, and it's very usable as an everyday vehicle. So now there's going to be 5 different models for the Subaru Legacy. You're gonna have your base, premium, sport, there's a limited, and then a touring XT. Now some of those models are gonna come with a turbocharged engine. This one is going to have the 2.5 liter boxer engine. So this is the non-turbocharged version, and it's going to get a very impressive 35 miles per gallon on the highway. Now that is going to be through its symmetrical all-wheel drive system. So what does that mean? Let's hop inside, we'll go for a spin, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Okay, so now we're inside the Subaru Legacy, and again, this is the premium model. So there's a few above and there's a trim level below this one. So I wanted to kind of pick one in the middle so you get a good feel of what you're looking at. Now, this one also has one additional package. So what that's going to add is going to be your keyless entry. So on the outside, you don't need to take the key out of your pocket or your purse, and then you have a push button start in here. It's also going to add a power driver seat. This one is going to have heated seats as well. So these are really comfortable cloth, and there's just little buttons right on the screen here, so you can kick those on when it gets cold out, and that's going to heat up nicely for you. Let's go for a drive and see what we think about the Subaru Legacy. Okay, so first impressions when you're behind the wheel. Now this one has that 2.5 liter boxer engine. It's around 182 horsepower, and like I said, it's going to get great fuel economy at 35 miles per gallon on the highway. Now that's very impressive because it kind of seems like nowadays everybody's looking at the crossover SUVs, right? But if you don't need all the extra space and you want to get better fuel economy, this is definitely one you're going to add to the list to check out. So now, like I said on the outside, I mean, the Subaru Legacy has been Subaru's longest selling vehicle in the US. There's no way you wouldn't have picked the Forester or the Outback if you thought about that, but this has been a nameplate that's been around for a really long time, and for good reason. I mean, there's a lot to love about the Legacy. So this particular one in the premium, these seats, they're gonna be a cloth seat, but they're also going to be heated. So when that Minnesota winter comes around, not only are you gonna have that symmetrical all-wheel drive system, again, like I mentioned on the exterior, that's going to be a constant all-wheel drive. So it's going to not kick in and out between front wheel or rear wheel drive. It's always in all-wheel drive. So that's going to help you out when the weather does turn. If it gets snowy, if it's raining, you are always going to have that sure-footedness, which is definitely something that's going to keep you safe. This one has a little bit different option group in here. So it's going to add keyless entry on the outside with a push button start, and it's going to give you a few other cool features. One of those being an upgrade to the eyesight system. So like I mentioned with safety, this one with the eyesight, it's going to have blind spot monitoring. This one also has rear or emergency cross traffic alert from behind. It's got a ton of cool stuff, and the adaptive cruise control is one of my favorite features on any vehicle. You set a distance, whether it's 4, 3, 2, 1, and if you're doing a lot of highway driving, it's going to help kind of keep you with that vehicle in front of you, so you're not going way too fast. Or sometimes I find myself, I'll be even going too slow with the adaptive cruise control system because it works so good that it even is just paying attention when you might not be. Now, speaking of paying attention, obviously it's something you're going to want to do when you're behind the wheel. And this has the Apple CarPlay, which is going to be wireless as well as Android Auto. So I've got my phone hooked up today. Makes it super easy. My Google Maps are in there, my Spotify is already going. So that, again, is one of those things that's wanting to keep your focus on the road ahead. You don't want to be messing with your phone when you're out on the road or worried about the infotainment things. And there's also a voice commands. So Subaru does one of the best ones where you can call people obviously from there, but you can use your directions if it's your Siri system programmed in. It can do a bunch of really cool stuff, which I didn't even think about something I'd want. But when you're on the road, especially if you do a lot of highway driving, those are some pretty great features. Now, a few other simple things in here. The exterior mirrors, they're gonna have the blinkers on there. Like I said, it's got the blind spot monitoring. Those are also heated. And then inside your rear view mirror is gonna have HomeLink. So you can program your garage door, and that's gonna be also auto dimming. So if you get that big pickup truck behind you, it's not gonna be blinding you at night. So overall ride and drive, what do I think? I love the styling of the 24 Legacy. I think they did a really good job. Personally, I might go up to the turbocharged engine. You might sacrifice a little bit of fuel economy, but I like a little bit more zip and a little bit more get up and go. Plus the sport model I think looks really cool. But the premium, again, 35 miles per gallon. Like I said, if you don't need a large SUV, if you're not hauling the kids around or you don't need all the space, this has a huge trunk. I popped it open and I almost laughed because I wasn't ready for it. Easily you could put 4 sets of golf clubs, go play a terrible round of golf like I would with 4 of your friends, and then pack it all up and head home. But I mean, the ride and drive is very compliant, it's very comfortable. You're gonna have a ton of equipment in here, whether it's the CarPlay, the heated seats, I mean, all the standard Subaru features, and obviously you can add navigation to these just from Subaru as well. But there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot to love with the Legacy, and I think you absolutely gotta get out, take one for a spin, see what you think. Okay, so that was just a quick drive and look at the all-new Subaru Legacy. Now, if you would like any more information or maybe to schedule a test drive for yourself, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by either one of our Subaru locations. We'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.